Go down, Jerome. So yes, blah 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 blah. Packers week, blah blah. 13-2, going to be 15-2. Win the North, winning the 1 seed, winning the Super Bowl, all that stuff. But offseason is always looming, right? And I know one game at a time, take care of things. But looking ahead to 2025 Vikings free agency. So 27 of the 53 players on the roster are set to be free agents next year in some way, shape, or form. And the Vikings, they're going to have some premium names. Yes, they have around $78 million in estimated cap space. But what happens with Darnold? What happens with everyone else? What happens in open free agency? As the Vikings go after Trey Smith one time, will be kind of nice. But the Vikings landed 5 players in the top 50 free agents over at PFF heading into 2025, which is good. That's like 10% of the list. Just made the list. All right, so diving on in. T. Higgins at 1. Seems like T. Higgins should go to Washington, right? Higgins, Scary Terry, Jaden Daniels long term. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Trey Smith, Viking. I do not care. Make it happen, Captain. The pride of Tennessee. Come on up to Minnesota. Jevon Holland, Brian Flores knows him. Hey, if the Vikings lose Beasley and Harrison retires and Flores remains, I mean, yeah. Godwin. It's really terrible what happened with Godwin this season. Hopefully he still gets paid after the injury. Khalil Mack, DJ Reed, maybe. Amari Cooper, Ronnie Stanley, blah, blah, blah. Slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, checks in at 9. I'm kind of shocked that he's that low. You think that he would be a lot higher. So this is what PFF wrote. The debate surrounding Darnold in the 2025 offseason will likely focus on whether he can be more than just a bridge quarterback. While his raw stats look impressive, 32-11, his performance in key areas is more mixed. Baloney. Have you seen Darnold the last 6 weeks? Have you seen Darnold when the game is on the line? Did you see Darnold with that touchdown pass to Justin friggin' Jefferson to take back the lead in Seattle last Sunday? Did you see that? Or we're just ignoring all that? 31 big-time throws balanced with 21 turnover-worthy plays. Oh, okay. A top free agent comparison, Jay Cutler, 2014. Cutler got paid something. But their PFF's estimates of what Darnold's going to get 3 years, at 3 years, 123.75, averaging out to $41.25 million, $70 million guaranteed. Frankly, wherever he ends up, that's a bargain. That's outside of the top 12 in terms of average per season. And with the franchise tag looking to be $41-42 million, so roughly he's getting about the franchise tag and about $70 million of that guaranteed. I mean, that's not the worst contract for him. Now, I don't think that he gets that here. I think that if and when he hits the open market or if it's tag and trade, I think that's more likely him getting that sort of cash. But we'll see. Big time props to Sling and Sammy, though. Also continued. Here we go again. Cam Robinson checks in at 17. Now remember, Kwesi pulled off this trade because Jacksonville been ready to move on. They have Wheeler Walker Little Jr. at left tackle. They just extended him too. And Cam Robinson was finishing up a pretty sizable extension they played on with Jacksonville. So the Vikings, if Robinson leaves, get some nice comp pick credit on an expiring deal. This is what PFF wrote. Robinson was part of a Jaguars team that had a dismal start in 2024, but individually he was a reliable option at left tackle before being acquired by the Minnesota Vikings at the trade deadline. His 95.5 pass blocking efficiency rating so far this year would be his worst since 2019. Doesn't that suck? Like, you can succeed 95.5% of the time and you're considered a failure. That's what and also, hey, if you're an edge rusher and you succeed 4.5% of the time, you're a hero. It's crazy. But if anything, that's a testament to his play over the past 4 years. Top free agent comparison, Russell Okung, 2016, who the Vikings basically had at the altar, except then he was just like, no. But nah. And PFF estimates Robinson's going to get paid. Even though there's a couple of caveats here. Like, this is a really good offensive tackle class. So that could impact how much Robinson gets paid, and it could leave him without a chair in a game of musical chairs if teams want to wait and see what happens in the draft for the tackle spot. Estimates 3 years, $56.25 million, $18.75 million per. So obviously with Darisaw coming back, that's pretty spendy. But could it be a spot where could you reduce Cam Robinson in and play left guard? It's a question. I also, if Darisaw's not ready to go to start the year, he begins on the PUP. Can Cam Robinson moonlight at left tackle, then reduce inside to left guard? You got Darisaw and Cam Robinson on the left side. Stranger things have happened. Can he go the Roger Saffold route? Won't be the worst idea in the world. Then it continues. Aaron Jones checking in at 20. Jones took a one-year deal with the Vikings this offseason and looks set to be one of the top players available at the position in 2025, even though he's 30. His 74 PFF pass block grade ranks tied for fourth among running backs, and he brings consistent rushing and receiving production to boot. Top free agent comparison, Mark Ingram, 2019. And Aaron Jones, 1,000-yard season this year. He's on pace to break his yards from scrimmage record, best in his career, and PFF estimates his contract par for the course. 2 years, $14 million, $7 million average per year, $8 million guaranteed, and he did sign a 1 year, $7 million deal here with the Vikings. So effectively, with inflation, it'd be getting a little bit less here, which I would be all for bringing Jones back, as well as drafting a running back decently high, as this is a pretty solid running back class yet again. And then two more on the list. I got Cam Beasley-Bynum at 31. Bynum has made his fair share of game-changing plays through 3.5 NFL seasons with 8 career interceptions and a career best 3 through Week 13 of the 2024 campaign. Add in the fact that Bynum's 104 solo tackles 2023 led all safeties, and you have a trustworthy player on the back end of this to keep the offense in front of him and limit big-time plays. And reportedly the Vikings and Bynum weren't close before the start of the year. And Bynum having another solid season means he's probably going to get paid. And you could potentially franchise tag him if you don't use the tag on Darnold in a tag and trade or tag and keep. So I think of the Vikings' main free agents, I think Beasley is the most likely to leave outside of Sam Darnold, right? Even though I love me some Cameron Bynum, you do have Theo Jackson waiting in the wings, and he certainly would be a suitable replacement if Bynum moved on. And they got Murphy at 33. I think it's a little bit low. And Murph has played great over his 2-year, $17.5 million deal he signed with the Vikings 2023, and has certainly played up to that deal, looking like a good fit in defensive coordinator Brian Flores' uber-aggressive defense. His 6 interceptions in 2024 are tied for the most among cornerbacks, and I would pay Murph. I will gladly pay Murph, and I think the Vikings, should and could be looking at free agency at corner, but honestly, a cornerback room with Murph, as well as Dwight Newdy-McLaughlin, Mekhi Blackman come back from ACL. Maybe you bring back Shaq Griffin on a cheap deal. Maybe you run it back with Gilly, although I'd be less inclined in that spot considering the cost. But yeah, I would love to bring Murph back, and hopefully it's not for too much cash, but he deserves a nice little payday for number 7 there. But overall, the Vikings are going to have a ton of free agents, and the Vikings are going to have to make some tough decisions. They have a ton of cap space and not a ton of draft picks, so it could be a spot where the Vikings lean in on free agency again this year to assemble this rooster, and we just go from there. But whatever the decision is with Darnold, McCarthy, and the other gang of free agents, trust Kwesi, trust Kevin Collins, trust Flores if he's here, and go from there. But your thoughts are thoughts. PFF top 50 free agent list. Vikings got 5. They got 10% of the freaking list, man. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.